completely different. Okay, I mean, you know, the internet, YouTube is a wonderful place. I mean, you can just get lost down a rabbit hole whenever you're browsing. One video leads to another, and all of a sudden you're on something completely obscure. And the other day I found myself at 3 a.m. watching videos of a man eating rations, military rations. Yeah, I don't know how I got there, but there's something quite compelling about this guy. I mean, he's got a great personality, and the way he does his videos is very good and very entertaining in a completely unique way. So yeah, he takes all these old, well, some new, some old. I mean, just recently I saw him eating a cracker called hardtack, yeah, a cracker from the Civil War, 150-year-old cracker. He actually ate it. So he's very brave. He's got the constitution of, I don't know what, steel constitution. He eats things from rations from 1940s, you know, stuff that from Vietnam, you know, I mean, stuff 70-year-olds. He's eating this stuff. And the way he does it is very funny. So he's well deserving of his almost 1.5 million views or subscribers rather. So he's making a good living here. That's for sure, by eating military rations. And there's a few imitators out there, but this guy seems to have the formula nailed. But the one that really caught my eye was this one. This is from 1942. And this is a German vintage ration. Coca-Cola chocolate MRE taste testing. So this is from 1942. You know, work out how old that is. I mean, that is old. Yeah, it's from towards the end of the Second World War. And you know, this was part of the feel-good factor of a ration for the soldiers on the front line in Germany fighting the Allies. Now, anyone who knows anything about German sort of soldiers and the military, German military back then, will know that they used a lot of amphetamines. I mean, you can just Google it, type in Panzer drivers, you know, the guys that drove the German Panzers, which are the tanks across Europe. They were sort of blitzed on amphetamines, you know, meth, crystal meth, all that sort of stuff. And this has crystal meth in it. It has something called pervitin. Yeah, pervitin. And it is the granddaddy, the German granddaddy of crystal meth. Yeah, and they used to give these tablets to the Panzer drivers and you know, the Luftwaffe, the German Air Force and all that stuff, you know, to keep them awake, keep them sharp, keep them alert, and sort of numb their senses a little bit as well. And that is what is in this German chocolate here. And apparently you can still get this German chocolate minus the crystal meth. But what's funny about this is just the way he reacts to it. It's so funny. So we got some cigarettes. You know, this is to keep the guys on the front lines, keep the morale up. It was a morale booster. So some very strong meth-laced chocolate and some Turkish cigarettes, just to keep the morale up on the front line of the troops fighting in those horrific conditions. So this is him opening it.
Popular and luxurious of components, Coca-Cola and fine quality Turkish tobacco Attica cigarettes. First off with Coca-Cola, the strengthening chocolate. Now, it was first put into major production in 1936. It was originally designed as a performance enhancer for athletes in high-intensity sports.
It was originally designed for high-intensity sports performance enhancer. It was a PED for sportsmen, you know, to give them extra focus and all the rest of it, you know. And here is the chocolate.
Very unique smell to it. It has that cola bean and coffee kind of smell. It reminds me of that German survival ration. That is amazing. Gonna save that wrapper. I gotta try this little bit out first. Oh wow, that's really good.
So this is from 1942, and he eats it and all that sort of stuff. But this is the funny bit, because as he eats it, well, you just watch. It's all the, let's just say, the myth seems to kick in, and you can really see it kicking in. I mean, he starts shaking, he starts talking a lot, turns into a motor mouth, and just really, the myth kicks in, and it's the funniest thing I've ever seen. So here, a big old smile.
This chocolate, I don't know what it is. This is kind of I just want to keep smelling it. It just smells old. It has this really, it smells like chocolate, and it smells like leather boots, and it smells like an old wooden chest. Not cedar chest, but more like oak or something. Not as flavorful as the German survival chocolate, but I'm still picking up a bitter caffeine kind of flavor. A little something else that I can't put my finger on that's bitter.
Any ideas what that might be, kids? Something that's in that chocolate that is bitter. The old pervertin. I wonder what it could be. Anyway, 10 seconds from now, he starts, the drugs kick in.
I don't know if it's something that's bad. I don't think so. I don't pick up anything rancid with this. Not really. Amazing. I can't understand it. I thought I was just gonna have one piece, but it's so good. If I was in a high stress combat situation, something like this, and some cigarettes to take off the edge, that'd be a welcome addition with your iron ration, which would have been just like some canned potted meat and hardtack and canned bread.
So this is where it's all starting to kick in. I mean, it's just so funny. It seems like a spoof or a sort of, a bit of a joke, but no, it's serious. I mean, he really is sort of starting to, feel the rush.
This is quite the upgrade. I don't know what it is. This is some of the best chocolate I've ever had. This actually might be the best chocolate I've ever had.
Him just staring into the void, getting flashbacks of Allied bombers flying over. I mean, it's just bizarre. And he proceeds then to eat the whole bloody thing, and start sort of just jibber jabber talking, because he's starting to feel the effects of the myth.
That was an experience right there. I'm gonna hang on to this can, and God forbid I ever have kids, I'll tell them about it.
Now he's going to have a cigarette. 60-year-old cigarette, whatever it is, 60? No, not even older, 70-year-old, nearly 80-year-old cigarette. Just one thing to watch is just his hands. They're shaking more than a sex pig's hands. Look, check this out.
That makes for a good conversation piece. So let's check out those cigarettes. There's something kind of eerie about that tax stamp. Just holding this is, and that Coca-Cola, just eating that. There's something about it. I'm gonna open. Well, you kind of have to slit it at both ends.
Look at the shakes. Look at the shakes.
That's an interesting pack. Oh wow! So it opens up here. I gotta smell these. Oh, those smell so unusual. Huh. Look at that.
Look at those shaky hands, huh? That's the old amphetamines kicking in.
That's incredible. These look to be in magnificent shape, and they have a very unusual tobacco smell to them. I've never smelled tobacco quite like it.
Shaky hands.
Boy, it's making my hands shake too much.
Oh yeah, that's the
Look
speed.
at that. Attica. Delta Dresden. Amazing. That is, that's a beautiful cigarette. It's pretty unusual looking. It looks, definitely has a different look. It smells like, again, it has this old leather boot kind of smell to it. But then, it just smells so weird. It's kind of appealing. I just can't help myself. Dry pull's pretty mild. Not picking up much with the dry pull.
So he just goes on to have a smoke now. And imagine himself, in 1942 as the Allies are closing in and Germany's falling. He's getting flashbacks and PTSD. Anyway, yeah, I found that quite funny when I was watching it. So if you want to see the whole video, this is the name of it here. So 1942, vintage German ration, and the channel is Steve 1989 MRE Info. Yep. So very, very good, sort of fun channel to watch, and informative as well. Who said history was boring? So hope you found that informative. Like, subscribe, tell a friend, tell a family, share the videos, and yeah, let's try and get this channel back up to where it should be. And leave a comment down below. Yeah, leave a comment down below. Tell me what you think. Would you eat that chocolate that's 70 years old? 70-year-old chocolate. It's laced with amphetamines. Let me know down below. Good. Until next time, I'm out of here.